everyone. This is going to be the tarot reading for the Virgo new moon. Had to think about if it was full or new. Time is more of a spiral than a straight line lately. And I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot by Trunkles. I actually don't know much about Virgo. I only got into astrology really like this year. So a lot of what I'm saying is gonna be limited in terms of astrology. Oh, okay. We have two cards that fell out actually. So we have the Lovers. This is a really interesting energy for this moon. From what I am aware of, Virgo is a bridge between the unseen and seen realms. There's a connection to our humanity from our divinity, from our spirituality. And this is a connective energy. So it is about bridging the gap between the eternal and the mortal, the material and the untangible energy. We have Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, I think of the page as like a youthful, sprightly, enthusiastic energy, not unlike the Fool. And with swords, it tells me that there's something going on with our mind and with our approach to our physical reality in terms of being action-based. And it's interesting these two come together. I feel like there's a story between love and between our actions and our thoughts. So let me see what other cards I can pull here. This is an interesting reading already. I don't know how many I'll do. I kind of just like go by the seat of my pants. So if I'm pulling 3 cards or 4, it really varies on the I saw this card right before I started this video when I was shuffling. It's the Two of Cups. That's really interesting. So we have our mind and we have our emotions. So it is like a union energy here. I want to read a little bit. Page. So the Page of Swords is a clever and restless individual. With clear eyes and naive resolve, the page dreams of searching for knowledge and truth. With an intellectually dexterous mind and the ability to hold a tremendous amount of trivia, you might be eager to seek information, but you have not yet developed rigor in your process. Despite your greenness, you are a quick study. So the Page of Swords is definitely an enthusiasm with our minds right now. It seems like we're excited about what this new moon is bringing to our consciousness. There's an enlightenment and we're making all these connections in our mind, and we're seeing from an expansive perspective that we haven't yet noticed before, and this is creating a kind of inspiration for us to want to learn new things and to become a student to life, to become a pupil, a disciple. I think for some of you, you're going to be wanting to perhaps pursue like a shaman or an external coach or figure to rely on in your path to, whether it be enlightenment or you're trying to sharpen a skill or just expand your skill set overall. It's finding a physical person outside of you to become your teacher. You can also find the intuitive, expansive wisdom and knowledge from nature. You can also find it from even just from the open-mindedness in your own head. You can receive downloads directly from the universe. I've experienced this myself, and it's really interesting how I'll just be going about my day, and suddenly I have this revelation that completely shifts how I feel about my life and how I see things around me. And it had to do with something that had been a blockage in me that I had been working linearly on, like homework, for so long without any progress. And then suddenly it's like, yes, this is what I've been wanting. And I think that's the enthusiasm here, is the page is definitely, we're riding that energy, that high of feeling like we're starting to get momentum towards our desires and our dreams. So the Two of Cups it's the play on the opposing poles and the complementary forces in our emotions, in our sentimental sphere, in our subconscious. And the moon has a lot to do with this. I don't think I quite fully explained the aspect of the moon in our zodiac. It's very much about the emotional, the subconscious, the fluid, feminine, hidden realms of the psyche. So to have Two of Cups is to re-emphasize the importance of unifying our external actions of the page with where the action is coming from. We're really looking at if the emotions that are affecting our flow and how we interact in our reality, I think has a lot to do with desire. And the Lovers it's unifying desire to operate in our physical reality from a place that is also in harmony with our eternal spiritual divine natures. This is the balance of the ages. It's the question of our generation. How do we incorporate being a physical vessel, having needs and desires and a mortal, fleeting life on this earth, with a very broad, constant, expanding energy of the universe and the divine will of God? How do we marry these two energies? And the Lovers here is, we got the feminine lovers, or queer lovers here, lady lovers. So what this tells me is this is all about goddess energy right now. We're embodying our divine feminine goddess essences, and a lot of my viewers I believe to be more feminine leaning, so I think that this speaks to a lot of you who watch my videos. It's so exciting to have this awareness, to finally see ourselves and our unique power, because the feminine gets misunderstood, and the feminine has been oppressed, and the feminine has been distorted, and the feminine has been, she's had her voice taken so many times in our culture and society lately, but she's everywhere. And even our most seemingly masculine aspects have their root motivation in the feminine. It's very timeless, ancient energy that we're tapping into right now. So I think with this Virgo new moon, there's really going to be a dive within our heart space, a dive within what it is to be pleasured, and for our pleasures and for our goals and for our dreams and actions to all be coming from a place of sacred divine union with this feminine force. This is such a powerful reading. I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. I say that a lot, I think, but I want to read about the Two of Cups before we go. So the Two of Cups refers to a healthy and mutually beneficial unity. It is indicative of earnestness and bodes well for partnership of all kinds. From romantic relationships to business partnerships, striking a healthy balance between the pair and the individuals. So it's about, it's just really, I'm seeing this vast ocean, and I'm seeing women coming together, or more feminine leaning individuals coming together and creating a very powerful collaboration is what this card is telling me. So there's a unifying of energies for a greater cause, and it's coming from a place that's really pleasurable and enjoyable and doesn't always have such a direct numerical data collective approach to productivity. I think that this Virgo new moon is challenging us to redefine success, especially with the Page of Swords. I think the Page is really eager, but we need to balance and taper that energy with the awareness that the vastness of our fantasies aren't always going to play out in a linear, exponentially upward, productive incline in the external world. So let us have compassion for ourselves and give us space to cultivate the kind of energy that doesn't need to measure its productivity in the way we've been taught, in the way that's heavily encouraged in this culture that we've been immersed in. So I think that's the essence of this reading. It's very concise and to the point and so beautiful. I'm really excited for all the treasures that will be revealed to us this new moon with Virgo. And I hope that you all have a beautiful day.